Marketplace. For the first time, small to medium-sized businesses will have an opportunity to promote their goods and services on KBLA and take advantage of our powerful reach and local marketing power. The SMB Marketplace is hosted exclusively on KBLA1580.com and is accessible from all our social media channels. Whether you're a small mom and pop restaurant, a car dealership, or a professional practitioner, we invite you to join in this new KBLA Talk 1580 initiative to promote your business. As a Black-owned small business, you don't want to miss this unique opportunity to gain new customers on KBLA Talk 1580. For more information, contact us today at smb@kbla1580.com. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
And if I share with you my story, would you share your shadow with me? Time to get paid.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
And I feel like I'm having a flashback to a show I used to do called Front Page this morning. And our Wealth Building Wednesday, we like to spotlight Black-owned businesses. We like to spotlight locally owned businesses, small ones, socially innovative ones. And most people that live in LA know of or have seen Speed Rooter, Speed Drains, and the affiliated companies that are all part of this one family. And I think, when was it? How long ago was it? It's got to be at least 15 years, right? Since you guys were on Front Page? It's got to be at least.
Yeah, it was around, I would say, 20 years ago. About 20 years.
Wow, 20 years ago, yeah.
But an awesome experience
that
day was.
Okay, so that would have been before I came on, and then you guys came back when I was on. Speed Rooter, the Dillards are here. Good morning.
Thank you, Dominique.
Good morning.
You guys are brothers, right?
The Dillard Brothers in the house.
Wow. But your actual company has been around for 50 years.
Well, the brothers have been around for 50 years, but our father, the originator of the plumbing company, was doing it way before then. So.
Okay. So this is a second generation?
Yes.
Of your family doing plumbing, and
Yes.
it's Black owned. Now, I guess we can lose track of each other. I think now with gentrification and all the new homeowners coming in to our community, sometimes the community standards, like you guys who have been around doing this forever, we lose track of you guys, and I don't think that's a good thing. So how's business? What's new with Speed Rooter?
Well, as you know, Dominique, you have to be innovative, and as things change, we understand as owners of a business and having this experience for 50 years, we have to change. So our communities are changing. That's a fact. Blacks are moving out. Blacks are selling out. When that Black person moves out of that home, 90% of the time, it's not another Black moving in. So what we have done through social media, we're reaching out to all people. And we've really been blessed because a lot of the the people who are moving in, the white people, they're calling us.
Interesting.
And it's a beautiful experience to
That's
provide
wild.
service for them. But at the same time, it's hurtful to see the community change. But we have to do what we do to keep the business functioning and being successful at what we do.
And so you guys, I know you trained under your dad. Both of you guys trained under your dad, right?
Well, no, my father had passed away before I trained under my brother.
Oh.
And then I trained the majority of our workers now.
Okay. And you guys, one of the things that you are committed to is bringing in young folks who may not have other options. We have a lot of conversation on this show about we need to bring back the trades and how African Americans in particular are being shut out or ruling ourselves out of these opportunities. But you guys have a commitment to that, right?
Yes.
Why? What does that look like? What do you do?
Well, we enjoy training young men. The world is not set up for everybody to prosper. Let's say that. And if we can help someone, that's an honor for us.
So you're bringing in people who who might not be welcomed in another opportunity, right?
Well, let me say this. My name is William Dillard. My brother's Corty Dillard. Much of the community knows my brother, Corty Dillard. And this is almost like a ministry for us, our training program.
Okay.
And we are uplifting our black men. Many have had prison felonies or situations where they won't be hired. And we never give up on our black men. And it's a beautiful experience to see them come into our training program, to be inspired, to be taught how to wear a uniform, to be trained in how to hold their head up high, how to put a smile on their face and not frown or have that hard look, how to go into your home. And Dominique, you have seen quite a few of our technicians, and I know you have felt comfortable with all of them. They come in with a smile. They're very joyful. They've been trained by Corty Dillard, the best in the community as far as what he does. And it's a beautiful experience to see the revolution and the change in these men.
And they're getting paid. I mean, we forget, plumbing is a good job, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you put them through their paces, though. I have, I have had, you guys have fixed many a problem in my home over the years. And I have had nothing but great experiences with the folks that work for you.
Well, that's great. We appreciate you giving that out and letting the future customers know that if we do walk into their homes, that they don't have nothing to worry about. Let's just say that.
Well, yeah, you don't have anything to worry about, and also the work gets done, and it gets done right. So that's probably for most of us. I mean, certainly during the emergency part of the pandemic, we all learned that when things go wrong in the plumbing arena, I know you guys were really busy during that time. It's all bad at home. So that's a really, one of the things I love about your company. You get it done. If there's something else that comes up, you're going to get it done. We always get an estimate. We never get this shady business that some folks hear about which I've heard many instances in the community where someone goes in and does something and then they want to charge, this is $10,000. This is $20,000. You had no warning. And you guys just don't function that way.
Well, what I would say, Dominique, we take pride in providing good service. Part of service is being on time. Part of service is customer service. And we believe we have the best. Tiffany Dillard, my daughter, she works in the office. She's the office manager. Deborah, Aquinetta have worked. These are some of the greatest women that they love the customers. We love our customers, and they do a great job. But we also offer great pricing. And that makes a great difference, too. We're not ripping people off. Customers can trust us. A lot of the companies put their technicians under a lot of pressure to walk into your home and try to sell you $10,000 and $20,000 jobs. And sometimes those jobs are needed. But 90% of the jobs, when we come out, if we say $69.99, we're going to do that. We can clear that drain for that price of $69.99. Now, when I say a drain, I'm talking about like your kitchen sink, your Facebook, your shower, your tub. 90% of the time, that's what my brother specializes in, sewers and drain cleaning. He's going to charge you that, stick with that price of $69.99.
Well, I mean, it's something to being in the community that long, where the reputation gets around, right? So I'm still interested in, the process of, and also the commitment too, because that's like being a socially innovative business. You're in business to make money. It's a family business. It's a long-term commitment to the community. But on the side, you're training all these folks who might not get another opportunity, and I'm imagining it's changing lives.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of lives develop. Young men taking a chance in us as we take a chance in them. It's a chance for both individuals. But if I'm training someone, I'm training them to be a better quality person. And we don't discriminate. If a woman want to be trained, we'll train a woman too. So, there's no discrimination, no race involved. We do train more black individuals, but, we've trained Latinos, whites. So it doesn't matter. We just want quality service, and we want to be able to give our customers quality service.
But it is a black-owned company still.
Oh, well, you're looking at them. So.
Yeah, the owners are here in the studio, in case you're wondering. Yeah. And how is I love that you said, even folks that are new to our communities are utilizing Speed Router. But how is our community supporting? How is the black community still supporting, or do you think we are we have the kind of network that we used to have, the kind of community grapevine? Well, that's a black-owned business, and that's a black-owned business. That's one of the things that I try to do with this Wealth Building Wednesday. Let folks know, where businesses are like yours and that they are still in business.
Well, like you said, Dominique, the community is going through a change. So it's so critical at this time that we as a people be united and continue to support black businesses. And I want to give a shout out to 1-800-UNITE-US and to Recycling Black Dollars. And my heart is always out for Muhammad Massadine and the work that he did and the opportunity that he gave us.
Yeah, he used to be my sometime co-host on Front Page, Muhammad Nasruddin, founder of Recycling Black Dollars, who passed away. And then, of course, 1-800-UNITE-US, which is still going. If you need a black anything, you can call 1-800-UNITE-US, and he'll refer you to a black-owned whatever business you are looking for. So just let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. What can you do for me? I mean, can you, you said drains. Can you replace my whole pipes? If I need to replace the pipes in my entire house, like a lot of these old homes do, can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Can you build something from scratch? Say I need another bathroom. I'm missing, I need another bathroom added to my house. Can you do that?
Most definitely.
Let's say that I just need to fix something that's kind of, run down, old. Some of us have older homes. But I don't want to remodel the whole thing. Can you do that?
Yes, we can. The way we work with our clients, our customers, we give you an option. Options like we could come to your home and you can be experiencing low volume of water. Mm-hmm. Say you turn on a faucet in your bathroom and you flush your toilet. And then someone says, shut off the water in the kitchen because there's a decline in the water flow.
Right.
So that's evident that you have corrosion in your pipe, so you might need a copper repipe. So we can increase your water volume in your home.
Mm-hmm.
You could be experiencing when you flush your toilet, and then the water backs up in your tub, and sewage is backing up in your tub,
Ew.
and that's not a good experience.
Right.
So we can reline your sewer system. That's what my brother, he can talk more about the sewer work that he specializes in.
Yeah, we could repipe your whole house. Everything is done. We have new technology, so it's not as hard as it was when my father was working. You know, we don't do the lead cast iron piping. We do. No, I don't want to say we don't do it. We do it where it's coded, and you know you have to have a permit to do it and install the cast iron. But the plastic pipe is what's known now for homes.
And what about leaks? Like now we have drought restrictions, but also water ain't cheap. So what about looking for leaks if I suspect that my water bill's going up more than it should?
Yeah, well, if your water bill gets adjusted and it goes up higher, you need to call Speed Drain, Speed Rooter.
You figure it out.
Figure out
How to get that bill back down.
There you go.
Sometime on something like that, it could be something as minor as your toilet leaking, and you don't hear it. And we run a test on your toilet to make sure the water isn't seeping from your tank to your bowl. And just a little drip over 24 hours, over a whole month, can definitely increase your water bill. But the beautiful thing about it is you call us out, then we can write you up an invoice saying that you had an undetected leak, and the water and power department will give you a credit.
Oh, see, I just learned something new. Well, tell us how to get your services, how to get a hold of you, how to get it together, whether it's that little drip, 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 or we need a total repiping, or perhaps we want the latest gadgetry and have that fashionable bathroom or kitchen or whatever.
Well, what the saying is, when in need, call Speed.
What?
If your water don't fall, who you call? Call the Dillard Brothers. Now, if you call a company and they have a name of Speed, but they not related to the Dillard Brothers, you called the wrong company. But if you want to reach the Dillard Brothers, you can reach us at 323-903-5799. 323-903-5799. Now, that's the main office. Now, if you want to reach out to William Dillard, my personal line, and I will respond to your call, is 310-936-5445. But always remember, if for some reason I might be under a house and I don't answer that phone,
call the main office.
Call the main office. Don't give up on us. We have beautiful women working in the office, and they will provide service for you. And you still can request my brother Corty Dillard or William Dillard, and we will come out to your home.
Okay, well, it's great to see you guys again, however many years it's been. And, congratulations. It's no small thing to have a black-owned family intergenerational business still standing and thriving after all these years.
I would like to say, Dominique, we just thank you so much for your many years of commitment in the community. My whole family, Tiffany, Tiffany and Deborah, they thank you so much, and you have done so much.
Well, we appreciate you as well, and it's great to see you. It's the perfect time to call me if you want to talk black-owned businesses, if you want to complain about something you heard in the debate last night or uplift it. Certainly we saw a lot of talk about small businesses and how to uplift them, and that is one of the things we tend to focus on a Wealth Building Wednesday. That, how did that resonate? What did resonate for you? What do you think still needs to be done? Should the Vice President do a second debate? As she has said, she's ready to do, and we've heard nothing concrete from the Trump camp on that yet. All of this is on the table and more. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. This is the place where we're amplifying progressive, Black-owned voices 24/7. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
What if the conversation about menopause and bladder leaks didn't have to be a secret? Always Discreet helps you embrace this new chapter with confidence, offering a bladder leak solution that keeps you worry-free. Its rapid dry cord quickly locks away even the biggest gushes with up to 0 leaks, 0 wet feel, and 0 odor. So you can jump, dance, sneeze, and laugh uninterrupted. Everyday protection for every level of leak. We've got you. Always. Try Always Discreet today.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The LA Civil Rights Department and its Reparations Advisory Commission want to hear your reparations ideas. Join them at one of 3 working groups on September 10th, 12th, and 14th. Space is limited. To register, call 213-978-1845 or email lacr@reparations@lacity.org today. That's LACR-reparations with an S at lacity.com. Be part of this monumental movement.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
It's continuing right now with you as well, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We have somebody calling us from the Bay Area who's, well, I'll let him tell you. Craig, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. My pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
So, Craig, I guess you're listening on the app, and you said you're running for president?
That's correct. meadforpres.com, honestyparty.org.
Okay, so again, I feel like we constantly have these conversations on this radio station about whether third, fourth parties, make sense in what folks call the uniparty or the duopoly, depending on which side of the aisle you're on. And you obviously feel like this is a good idea. You don't worry about taking votes away from Trump or taking votes away from Harris. Or why is this so urgent for you? What's your platform?
Well, I'd like to get into my history first, so you know who you're talking to.
Well, I mean, we're not going to do a whole segment right now. If you want to do that, we can definitely connect with you and give you that opportunity. But calling in on the fly, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I spent 45 years teaching hardcore kids in barrios and ghettos, primarily African Americans. And they say learning from Craig is like drinking from a fire hose. So I hope your listeners, and again, I'm very honored to be on your show, I hope they take something away from this that helps them improve their lives. And my first question for the African American community is, who built America? Who built Detroit? And what did you get for it? This is a Wealth Building Wednesday, and I want you to all think about how can we not only become more empowered through an African-American female black president or someone like Cornel West, but what are we going to get for it? What is Cornel or Kamala going to deliver for you? And then the next question becomes, how can a third-party candidate, whether it's Jill Stein, Cornel, or anybody, actually make a difference? Are they just there to take away votes? Are they there to pressure a candidate? What's the strategy here? And my strategy is to win. I've passed national law unanimously. Very few people have done that. I'm undefeated in the courts, Supreme Court, military court, multiple state superior courts. And I teach the kids that I work with, some of them in juvenile detention. I teach them, this society put you in that position. What are you going to do? What's your game plan for getting out of it? Not just your game plan for winning an election. And part of that game plan involves the guests you just had on, the Dillard Brothers, African-American communities that have a successful business that reach out and lift up the kids coming out of your projects and your detention facilities can have a great impact. You can change lives. Right now, 50% of the prisoners on life sentences are black. Only 0.4% of blacks own homes in Manhattan.
Okay, hold that thought, Mr. Mead. We've got a hard stop for news, traffic, and sports right here. You are a white guy yourself. You're saying you've taught in ghettos, and therefore we should choose you over an African-American candidate, whether a Democratic or, Justice for All party. Look at why you think that when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest. From the Black Information Network, people around the globe are remembering the victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks today. On this, the 23rd anniversary of the attacks, family members of the victims are gathering with local leaders in Lower Manhattan for the annual reading of the victims' names. Jury selection is complete in Tennessee in the federal trial for the death of African-American Tyree Nichols. 12 jurors and 4 alternates were chosen this week to serve on the murder trial for the beating death of Nichols during a traffic stop in January of 2023. A single ticket sold in Texas matched all 6 numbers in the $800 million Mega Millions jackpot. That means for the first time since June, there's a grand prize winner in the nationwide lottery. Tuesday's drawing was for an estimated $800 million. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are in danger of getting swept at home by the Chicago Cubs. They lost to the Cubs again last night, 6-3. The Dodgers committed 3 errors during a 5-run 8th inning for the Cubs. The Dodgers' lead over San Diego dropped to 4.5 in the NL West. The Cubs and Dodgers wrap up their 3-game series tonight. The Lakers will wear a purple number 44 patch on their jerseys this season in honor of Lakers legend and executive Jerry West. West passed away in June at the age of 86. West was a 14-time NBA All-Star and Hall of Famer as a player. As the Lakers general manager, he helped build the team's Showtime era in the 80s. Under West, the Lakers won 5 NBA championships and appeared in the NBA Finals 9 times. West made the infamous trade in the first round of the 1996 draft that brought Kobe Bryant to the Lakers, and he signed Shaquille O'Neal as a free agent. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is 60.
And that chill in the air means one thing. It's truck season!
Just 5 more minutes.
No snoozing. You've got so much to do. So do it all in a Chevy Colorado or Silverado, including the HD or class-leading 440-mile range of the Silverado EV.
Wait, are you talking?
Yes! Picture it. Work, play, hauling gear, off-roading. A Chevy truck can take whatever you can throw at it, including tailgating in an actual tailgate!
I mean, homecoming is just around the corner. Oh, and showing up in a new truck?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Get things done and look good doing it.
Okay, I'm up. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Without offering me a ride? That's cold.
Head to your local Chevy dealer and get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 and Colorado pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 24.5%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available at least in some of the offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/24.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm really looking forward to see what the numbers look like, by the way, for last night's debate. I know they will be robust, probably one of the most watched of all times. Polling starting to come out about who won, and it's decisively showing Vice President Kamala Harris. A new YouGov poll found 43% of respondents thought Kamala Harris won the debate, and only 28% of Trump folks said Trump did, and 30% said they weren't sure. So, in other words, more people said they weren't sure than that they thought Trump won. In any case, we'll continue talking about this. Well, I'm interested to see if those are record-breaking numbers. I would imagine that they are. And I encourage you to call in at 800-920-1580, as Craig Mead has done. He's running for president. And Mr. Mead, you're a white guy, and you're telling me that we should vote for you over Cornel West or Kamala Harris because you taught in the ghetto for years? Am I mischaracterizing that? Because it sounded like you were saying somehow you had more to offer our community than those two folks who have also served in the community for years.
I did not say you should vote for me. Rather, I think that African Americans should recognize who built America and how to achieve some of the goals that other cultures have achieved in this country. You're correct. I taught for 45 years, and they say learning from Craig is like drinking from a fire hose. I want to think about what Breonna Taylor got, who was a service to the community, what Jacob Blake got, a father, a tragic situation in Kenosha. I want to think about what I just said. 0.4% of African Americans own homes in Manhattan Beach. And the question in my mind is how to accelerate the transition so that you have a more equitable share of America, whether it's through the national elections, your local elections, programs like the Dillard Brothers had of bringing kids into their business. There's a lot of strategies for improving the plight of African Americans. So whether you vote for me or anybody, look for candidates who promote those programs, and also restructure the two-party system with these third parties, Cornell and Jill Stein, Marianne Williamson. Restructure this situation so that you can win these elections despite the intense lobbying. I think that a lot of African Americans are put off by the fact that Kamala has not ended the genocide in Gaza. I don't think any show should go too long without mentioning.
She's not the president of the United States. She's the vice president.
Well, I used to work for a federal judge. She had an obligation to replace Joe Biden when his senility first appeared. I don't want to get into a long debate about what I think
we're not going to, but that's an interesting take. So what your takeaway from last night? Who won the debate?
Well, I don't think Trump can win a debate, but he can
Why
try.
not?
He can
Why not?
He can do a lot of insults. I think anybody could stand up against him. The Dillard Brothers could stand on that stage and beat him. But Trump has so many disasters in play. I didn't want to get into a candidate analysis here. I want to get into a program and policy analysis that normal people can take away and change their communities and their lives.
You're saying we're too dumb to understand the policy piece? Is that your position?
No. I
okay.
suggest that African Americans are dumb at all. I've taught, generally speaking, African Americans accelerate faster by margins when you're in a classroom with them. If you give a kid a chance, every kid is going to take, what they're experiencing at home or in their community, and then when they come to school, they're going to decide what their motivation is to learn. And African Americans do really well when you give them opportunities. I mean, they're amazing.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Craig Mead. You're at meadforprez.com, and I appreciate your calling in to promote yourself in this presidential race. One of the questions that I would put on the table for the KBLA delegation is, what does it really take to build a third party and have it be credible? A third party or a fourth party or a fifth party, there seems to be a lot of consensus that we should have more options. And but what makes it a viable option? What makes it not just an RFK who, apparently is just seeking a job in either administration and now has ended up with Trump, or a Ralph Nader who ends up being a spoiler for Al Gore? Some say Jill Stein. I haven't looked closely at that data, but I do know, that her percentage of the vote in certain battlegrounds could have been a difference for Hillary Clinton. But if you have to assume that all of those votes would have gone to Hillary Clinton had they not voted for Jill Stein. It could be that they would not have voted at all, which is what my colleague Dr. Melina Abdullah contends, that Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah are activating voters who might not be voting at all for either Harris or Trump, and who will now show up at the polling places and will vote down ballot. And that's really important. We had someone call in this morning and say he really wanted to have us go over the ballots, and we will. We'll go over the ballot in general. I usually do that, but we'll also look at each proposition. We'll look at all of the candidates for various offices, including judges, which we sometimes overlook. And you'll get a chance to hear from people, those that respond, those that don't. We will look at their record and look at their endorsements and try to come up with answers, or really help you come up with answers. Because like Taylor Swift said last night, I have done my research. I have come to the conclusion. Ms. Swift said that I will be voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. You should do your research and come to your own conclusion. I can't help but agree with what Cornel West and Dr. Melina Abdullah said on yesterday, which is we should have more options. We should be more like these European nations who actually do proportional representation, so they could have 4 or 5 parties, and this party gets that percentage of seats in the parliament, and this party gets that percentage based on the amount they win in elections. We, for the most part, have winner take all. So that is part of what shuts out, I think, the building of these 3rd, 4th, 5th parties. Because in a winner-takes-all system, you don't get that small sliver of representation in Congress or in the government, governing bodies, secretaries, and whatnot, because that's not how our system works. And so the most at this point that a third-party candidate can typically do is change the conversation. Change the platform, make us focus on issues that we would otherwise be able to conveniently ignore. And I think that is an important role. That is certainly what West and Abdullah are doing right now. That's what Bernie Sanders has done in the past. And so to me, that's an important role. I'm not hearing anything from Craig Mead that's giving that. How you're giving me right-wing talking points but claiming to be the environmental candidate. Maybe it's true, could be a hybrid, but certainly it's confusing. And when you're not even registering in national polls, if you're really concerned about empowering African Americans, shouldn't you throw your vote behind a Dr. Cornel West or a Kamala Harris, who are both African American and are actually seeking office and showing up in polling? Kamala Harris, according to some polling, in a dead heat, a tie with Donald Trump. It'll be interesting to see whether last night's debate moved the needle at all. I don't know that it will, but I hope that it will. Paul Lee is in the chat showing that independents, I haven't seen these data points myself, that independents have moved to a more favorable rating of her based on the time spent with her. I'm still incredulous that someone can be vice president for 3.5 years and you can say you don't know anything about her, you don't know who she is. She's been your vice president for 3.5 years. But if in fact that favorability rating moves the polling, then we should see a bump from this debate. I don't know that it will. I do think that she had a solid performance, that she did better than hoped for by most Dems. And I obviously she's feeling emboldened because she's calling him out for a second debate. Meanwhile, we will definitely see the vice presidential debate October 1st. Tim Walz and J.D. Vance will step in the arena. I don't expect as many eyeballs on that as we had on this debate, but I think it will be consequential because a lot of people really don't know Tim Walz. I think saying you don't know Kamala Harris when she's been the VP, more problematic. But Walz, known more in Minnesota than throughout the country. Same with J.D. Vance, who's the least popular vice presidential pick by polling in the history of America. And he's kind of become that weirdo you love to hate. So I think we will have quite a lot of public interest in that. It's a perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Los Angeles Adventist Academy has been providing quality Christian education in the South Bay area for more than 100 years. That's right, more than 100 years. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has preschool, kindergarten, and grades 1 through 9. Los Angeles Adventist Academy is fully accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. Los Angeles Adventist Academy provides a Christian-centered curriculum, a caring and dedicated staff, a clean and safe environment that meets all CDC standards. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has small class sizes, which means our students get the attention they need to be successful. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has foreign language training in all grades. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has STEAM programs that include robotics training. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has performing arts programs that include music and drama. Los Angeles Adventist Academy has competitive sports programs that include football, basketball, tennis, golf, and chess. Los Angeles Adventist Academy is located right across the street from the beautiful Magic Johnson Park at 846 East El Segundo Boulevard. That's 846 East El Segundo Boulevard. To enroll your child at Los Angeles Adventist Academy, call 323-743-8818. That's 323-743-8818. One more time, that's 323-743-8818.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
The LA Civil Rights Department and its Reparations Advisory Commission want to hear your reparations ideas. Join them at one of 3 working groups on September 10th, 12th, and 14th. Space is limited. To register, call 213-978-1845 or email lacr@reparations@lacity.org today. That's LACR-reparations with an S at lacity.com. Be part of this monumental movement.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
So, the one of the key questions that Tavis Smiley asked last night was, how will the mainstream pundits spin this debate? Because we in the studio, the KBLA Talk 1580 and Empowerment Congress, and thank you to the Empowerment Congress, by the way, for co-sponsoring that with KBLA. Our viewing party here clearly saw this as a strong victory for Harris. And even though there were people in the room that did not support her, that either moved their support to Wes and Abdullah or were supporting President Trump, former President Trump, the overall takeaway was overwhelmingly that Kamala Harris did what she had to do. She talked about her policies. We had a really touching story from one of our KBLA delegates who shared how her son had a pre-existing condition, and because of Obamacare, he was able to get the Affordable Care Act. He was able to get treatment by staying on her insurance because he was in college. And that was a change that happened under the ACA. And she was saying that Kamala Harris's remarks on health care and Donald Trump's remarks on health care gave her hope that Harris would fight for Obamacare, to keep it, to upgrade it. And so she was going to be voting for Kamala Harris because she was now hoping that her now grown son would be able to afford to buy that house and move out and get his, and have his own home ownership, intergenerational wealth, and health insurance under a Harris administration. But what Tavis was saying is that really how the mainstream media frames this is going to be key, because that becomes the conventional wisdom. And the conventional wisdom seems to be saying that Harris won the debate. Not just the polling, even some conservative pundits have conceded that. On Fox News, Britt Hume said, let's make no mistake, Trump had a bad night. And the, Tulsi Gabbard, who was supposed to be helping him prepare for this debate, claimed that the moderators were biased. I don't think that's going to fly. The other talking point was that the only person being fact-checked was Trump and not Harris. Perhaps that could be because she wasn't constantly lying. And so, to me, those are the kinds of arguments you make when you don't have anything else to say, because you got your butt kicked. And that, to me, it was a delicate balance. I always say this as a black woman. We're quick to be accused of being the angry black woman. On the other side of the coin, they try to say she laughs too much, she's not serious, she doesn't have a handle on policy. I think she did pass the vibe check as far as seeming presidential, being able to be serious and be tough, but also smile, be optimistic, show a contrast to Trump and the doom and gloom and, America's a failed country. We don't want to hear that. What are you going to do to fix it? What are you going to do? What policies do you have? What plans do you have ready, since you were already president for 4 years and you've been not president for 4 years? So if you were not busy playing golf, you would have had enough time to come up with an alternative to Obamacare, if you think you have a better idea, with a way to fix inflation rather than just complaining about it. And ironically enough, the inflation numbers landing today show a huge slowing down, leveling off of inflation here. So I think the answer to that question now is clear, at least so far. The mainstream media, and I'm not just talking about those left-leaning publications like the Huffington Post, which has Trump KO as their headline. It was a knockout. I don't know if it was a knockout or not. I think it was a steady-handed performance in which VP Harris showed herself as presidential, showed herself as calm, having the ability to lead, still optimistic. And this idea that she baited him or she tricked him and trapped him, maybe so, but those are some pretty, as Governor Gavin Newsom said, some pretty elementary traps. You just say crowd size and he's going to have a meltdown. And there were some moments that have been talked about less in the mainstream media, but I think that will be explored more in the days to come, and certainly should be in progressive outlets like this one, like the fact that the foreign leader he conjures up when VP Harris says that she's traveled the world and been talking to leaders and they're laughing at Trump. The guy he has on the tip of his tongue to vouch for him is Viktor Orban, who is a fascist. I mean, that's just not me making something up. The guy is a fascist. And so that's when progressives who may not agree with Kamala Harris, and I think Cornel West made a good point last night. We wanted to hear about poverty, not just the middle class. Dr. Melina Abdullah made a good point about we want to see arms embargo, not just more of the same or a slightly improved version on Palestine. But when you're talking about stamping out the threat of fascism in this country, which, as I invoke my dad, the late Amiri Baraka, in his endorsement of Barack Obama, who he knew to be a centrist and far to the right of himself, was based on this idea of defeating fascism in this country. And then you, Donald Trump, your reference, your in case of emergency contact, is Viktor Orban. That does not go very far in debunking this idea that you are the man behind Project 2025, that you are trying to be a dictator on day one, and that you are, as you've proven in the past by some of your, the people you've hired and staffed yourself with, you are an aspiring authoritarian fascist dictator. That is a point I expect to hear more about, and there's several others we can go into when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. People around the globe are remembering the victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks today. On this, the 23rd anniversary of the attacks, family members of the victims are gathering with local leaders in Lower Manhattan for the annual reading of the victims' names. Jury selection is complete in Tennessee in the federal trial for the death of African-American Tyree Nichols. 12 jurors and 4 alternates were chosen this week to serve on the murder trial for the beating death of Nichols during a traffic stop in January of 2023. A single ticket sold in Texas matched all 6 numbers in the $800 million Mega Millions jackpot. That means for the first time since June, there's a grand prize winner in the nationwide lottery. Tuesday's drawing was for an estimated $800 million. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are in danger of getting swept at home by the Chicago Cubs. They lost to the Cubs again last night, 6-3. The Dodgers committed 3 errors during a 5-run 8th inning for the Cubs. The Dodgers' lead over San Diego dropped to 4.5 in the NL West. The Cubs and Dodgers wrap up their 3-game series tonight. The Lakers will wear a purple number 44 patch on their jerseys this season in honor of Lakers legend and executive Jerry West. West passed away in June at the age of 86. West was a 14-time NBA All-Star and Hall of Famer as a player. As the Lakers general manager, he helped build the team's Showtime era in the 80s. Under West, the Lakers won 5 NBA championships and appeared in the NBA Finals 9 times. West made the infamous trade in the first round of the 1996 draft that brought Kobe Bryant to the Lakers, and he signed Shaquille O'Neal as a free agent. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Cabbage is under attack. I can't get his radio station on my transistor. I'm getting the Asian station that he's right around, but they're not letting KBLA 1580 come in. I'm not getting the black man. So let Tavis know he's under attack. Cyber attack, racist attack, fascist attack, but he's under attack. And they doing something to disrupt his radio station so they won't get the truth out to us.
Hey, it's Tavis. We